Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of great milk, some who grew well, teach well. And peace, love, and salutation to all you Akim out there that's pushing this truth and true sincerity. All right, we have an article from Shit Hits the Fan about increasing prices because the average American has that Psalms 49 and 11 mentality that they think that America is going to continue forever. So
I'm gonna go pull that real quick.
yeah, kind of. People think that this place can continue forever. America's going to be here for a long time, but according to the Bible has different code words concerning America, like Babylon, Assyria, Egypt. And according to the Bible, this place known as America, this sinful kingdom is going down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you can read that.
This is Psalms 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Mm-hmm.
They call their lands after their own names.
And that's speaking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. But our people take on the ways of Esau, so they think that this place is going to continue also. So we have an article that talks about the increasing prices that are going to hit the shores of America because your boy Trump, who said he's going to make America great again, he's raising tariffs on these products and slapping sanctions on these other countries. But that's going to affect you good old Americans who like to find these deals here in America as well.
It's a little bit more.
Okay.
Psalms 49 and 12. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their prosperity approve their sayings. Salah. So their the posterity, in the prosperings of this country of America, is pretty much what gives these Americans and American ideology a certain level of value in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua continues to break down and crumble America, especially the American economy, their whole monetary system, their whole way. Even there's a new concept out right now, modern monetary theory, in which the theory is that you can continue to just print money and money and money as long as everybody else does it. But it doesn't make sense. That's a false balance, and that's diverse weights. So as the posterity and prospering of America continues to crumble, it's going to show more and more that Esau, Edom is not only wicked, but they're not meant to rule this earth.
That's right.
Get to the article.
Yeah, we're going to jump. You got something else? No.
Okay, so this is from, like the brother said, shithitsthefan.plan.com is from June 19, 2019, New York Karagma, and it's entitled, Prepare for Cost Increases, Americans Warn Prices Will Jump Up. It says, the Retail Industry Leaders Association, or RILA, a retail trade group, is warning Americans to prepare themselves for a price increase on items such as phones, car seats, and toys. The goods that would be impacted the most are those with the highest share of sourcing from China. I'm just gonna say RILA, that's the acronym. RILA said in a letter to United States Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer. The U.S. is looking to ramp up an already devastating trade war with China by applying more tariffs to another $300 billion worth of Chinese goods. Businesses and everyday Americans are rejecting this policy as they will suffer the blow, not the Chinese. Mm-hmm. The new tariffs would hit many goods that haven't yet been targeted in President Donald Trump's trade war with China, including apparel, footwear, and toys. Americans have already been footing the bill for this ridiculous war on the free market, and it looks like it'll get worse if the government has anything to say about it.
So that's going to affect you, everyday Americans, man. And when the brother was reading the article, I was thinking about Walmart, because that's where you got all the made in China stuff at, man. Yeah. So you're going to get taxed with all these, as America puts more tariffs on China, you're going to pay an increasing more for these products that you buy after here in America, man. And it's only gonna get worse to the point where your basic everyday items like food is gonna rise up too. Look what's going on in Venezuela. You know, it's gonna get to a point where you're not gonna be able to spend money on your Nike shoes, okay, or some type of thing that you want, because Americans just spending money on frivolous stuff. They don't really spend on stuff they need. They buy it on junk. That's why you got, eBay and Amazon. People just go in there and buy frivolous things, man. But it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to make life decisions, all right? And it's gonna get to a point where the food is gonna increase.
Yeah. Oh, Slocky.
No, you got it.
I had something real quick. I'm just gonna get it real quick, and Lord willing, I'm gonna remember to add this article in the description box of the video, because I remember hearing a couple weeks back about the shoe companies, because clothing and apparel, especially shoes, is a booming industry in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing something on the radio about these shoe companies complaining to the Trump administration about these tariffs, because that's going to be one of the next tariffs. Like the article said, they're planning to implement tariffs on $300 billion additional goods, including apparel. And these shoe companies, I went to the Trump administration and said that's going to really have a big impact on their business. So I got this article real quick. I'm just going to read the title and then like a couple sentences and then add it to the description if I remember, Lord willing. This is from the Washington Post from May 21st. It says Nike, Converse, Adidas among 170 shoe retailers warning Trump against trade war with China. In a letter, the companies warned of catastrophic effects of the proposed tariffs. I'm gonna read like a two or three sentences. It says more than 170 of the nation's largest footwear companies have sent a clear message to President Donald Trump. A trade war with China will burn a hole in American souls. The shoe sellers signed a letter to the White House warning of the catastrophic effects Trump's proposed 25% tariffs would have on consumers, companies, and the U.S. economy. So I'm just end it right there because it goes right to that $300 billion mark. But think about it, a lot of these shoes, these Nikes, these Adidas, even Converse, Converse used to be like 25 bucks, 25, 30 bucks. Now they're like, what, 49, 50 bucks?
50 bucks.
So, and then like a lot of these Nikes, a lot of these Jordans and shoes, they like $100, $150. A 25% tariff is gonna make a $100 shoe $125, $130. A $50 shoe is gonna be like $60, $65. Those, and that's just one industry. So if you add that 25%, it might go to 50%, 75%, 100%. You add those percentages up across a wide spectrum of goods, that burns to the American pocket really quick. And when most people are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, right. It's gonna hit American pockets extremely, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got a precept on that too.
Come.
This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, because China was a trading partner with America.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it still is, but now they're having a trade war.
Yep.
The men that were at peace with thee, which was China, have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. That, you see, they prevailed against them by what? Raising the tariffs on the prices of America imports from China.
Yeah.
And it says, and prevailed against thee, they that eat thy bread, and they living deliciously off of what America owes China owes America debt, and America owes China.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's like it. And going to, what was the part again that said earlier? They should prevail against thee?
Okay. And it's like all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, which is the border of Armageddon, over there in the east, Mesopotamia. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Yeah, because even like the captain was going into, that's a part of the, I believe China was really introduced into the world economy through, I believe the WTO, if I'm not mistaken, the World Trade Organization. I think that was under the Clinton administration. But a part of the deal that America and China had is, and that's why the relationship has been working, because China would buy U.S. Treasury notes or U.S. debt And in return, so they're pretty much buying the currency and buying the debt as the Federal Reserve is printing the money, and as a return, America will buy Chinese goods. So China will buy the American debt,
Right.
and then America will buy Chinese goods for cheap.
Right.
But now since America's like, man, fuck you and your goods.
Right.
Now it's a whole the currency wars.
Yeah, because Trump was, and I'm gonna get back to the scripture. Trump was talking about, well, China's been getting over us for years, decades. Why? Because China knows that America is weak, and they plan on it.
Mm-hmm.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none, and that wound is the tariff war, the high taxation percentage of the goods coming from China.
Mm-hmm.
And it says there is none understanding in him. Yeah, so ain't no understanding in Esau. Esau wants to be blatantly going against China by speech and calling them all type of names and saying that they're gonna build over here factories and manufacturing, when really America is nothing but a consumer country.
Yep.
Yeah, America is nothing but like the scripture says, the whore, man. America doesn't introduce anything like if you got a whore, she's only good for anything, just taking advantage of her, man. She's not gonna bring any value.
Yeah.
You
No
don't
understanding that.
you don't
That's
make
why she got a pimp.
You don't make a hoe into a housewife, man.
Mm-hmm.
So America is that big hoe that just takes everything, sucks everybody up, all right, and don't put anything forth, man. You don't see anything coming out of America, man, except for a bunch of talk, man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got this verse on finish it up.
Okay.
Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, which we're in the days that the Lord said this will happen, said the Lord even destroy the wise men out of Edom
Yep.
and understanding out of the mount of Esau. So you got these so-called wise men on main media news and stuff like that, and alternative news saying that, oh well, America can come back up. Just go ahead and get into the gold standard, get into Bitcoin. We can rise America up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nah, man, America is not going to be great again, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even if Trump leaves office, which we don't see happening, they put Biden in or whoever, it's still not gonna work, man.
It's still going to be the same agenda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same agenda, man.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got it.
Keep going.
Yeah. You keep
Okay.
going, dog.
It says consumers are about to. It's supposed to say consumers are about to get hit hard again, and 78% of them are living paycheck to paycheck.
So it went. We did a lesson months ago, and it said 78% are paycheck to paycheck. That jumped up because when we did the lesson, it was like 62%.
Yeah, it was.
So over a span of 6 months, it went up. That goes to show you the struggle is real out here, man.
Right.
And they go to show you, even despite what the Federal Reserve and Trump are saying, they go to show you that inflation is actually taking hold. Because why are people living paycheck to paycheck? Because wages are stagnant and the prices of their goods and services are going up.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah, come.
Okay, Con. Trump's re-election chances continuing to degrade as he punishes Americans under the false guise of taxing the Chinese. The numbers don't lie, and Americans are paying these tariffs, not the Chinese. Just like what we just said. It ain't too much left to the article. The risk of rising prices means lower sales, which could result in layoffs and store closures. Ryler wrote in a letter dated Monday that was addressed to U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer. The ripple effect of these tariffs will be felt in every sector of the American economy, according to Business Insider. The ripple effect of these tariffs will be felt in every sector of the American economy.
So no overtime. If you've been noticing on your job, they cutting down overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out everything in them jobs.
Yeah, no raises, no additional benefits. They tell you when you first get the job, but later on throughout the company, they'll give you, you just need to do 40, clock out, don't come in the next day.
Take a long lunch.
Yeah, take a little lunch. Yeah. But make sure you sign those insurance benefits because that's where they make their money at too.
Oh, yeah.
So this country is going down, man. This country, it has no more duration time to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord said, He set a bound on Esau that he should not pass.
Yeah.
And this is that bound. Esau is trying to bound it But the Lord said it.
Yep.
The Lord set you up in power, and He's gonna set you down.
Mm-hmm. I got some. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 21.
Yep.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth.
You might as well start from
Yeah,
like
that's a good scripture, man. That's a good chapter.
man 19, man.
19 kind.
Yeah.
Hold on. We'll start at 17. 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils.
We in those times. Go ahead.
What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Amendment, man, means correction.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Lord is correcting the earth because of all this wickedness that's going on, namely His people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and confusion of faces. Because that's what's it's gonna hit you. Like we went to that article about the Nikes. Who's wearing Nikes, man? You Negroes and Latinos, man.
Yep.
You know, who's wearing these Chuck Taylors, these Converse? You so-called Mexicans and Negroes and Native Americans over there on the West Coast.
You yeet these Yeezys.
Yeah.
Which those are Adidas, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, we help uplift America by spending more money on that.
Yeah.
We're the biggest consumers of that. So if they lose that, they go, oh shit. You know, Jake stopped shopping with in these stores and stuff like that for those particular brands and stuff like that. Esau go in trash.
The economy collapsed.
Yeah, the economy will collapse. Yep.
I'm continuing on. 2nd Ezra 16 and 20. Yeah. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So all these things are happening, and Jake still ain't catching it, man.
Yeah.
That's why most likely we just continue to turn the pressure up, man. Like we, the pressure hits us, and we understand what's going on, and we see the signs, the Wadi Shah for opening our eyes. But the Most High continuing, just like brothers use the analogy of putting frogs in the pot, and then turning the water up to the point to where it's boiling and the frogs can't get out.
Yeah.
The Most High Shah is steady turning that heat up, but Jake ain't even seeing it.
Jake
Right.
Still ain't seeing it.
Right. It's right in their face too, man. It's clear as day.
A hard head make a soft ass, man.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra, you brothers got it. 2nd Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
And that's the illusion because
that's the illusion.
it's summertime, gas prices are somewhat kind of steady. They was up in the wintertime. Jake don't like high gas prices. They think that because gas is low, these victuals like food is pretty much decently cheap. They think they're in good case. They get that Psalms 49:11 spirit. It's like, all right, well, it's not that bad as they make it seem. I still got a job. You hear Jake saying that a lot. Long as I still got a job.
Right.
Yep.
It's gonna get to a point you ain't gonna have no jobs. Like
Yep.
even in America too, they're using this artificial intelligence to create these robots. You see them in these stores.
Like Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. You got these robots that's taking away the jobs. And who's it hitting hard? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Yeah.
But you think that because gas is what $2.50 or $2.79 that you good. You're gonna be good. It's gonna be another good summer. Then the kids gonna go to school in the fall. Then you got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year. You're gonna roll into 2020. It's gonna be good. But the Most High got a plan for all this. It's slowly moving into what we just read previously: destruction, famine, all types of hell breaking loose, man.
I'm reading that again from the top. 2nd Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Even then shall evils grow. That's that water getting hotter in the pot. With you jakes being the frogs. Even evil should grow up on the earth. Even though you don't see it face to face, you may see it face to face in your local area, but I'm talking about on the astronomical level, like nuclear war weapons dropping on this land and stuff, martial law. that's still growing, man. The
Yeah.
hype. J him.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
June 15, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go?
It's still there.
It's still there. It's still
Yeah,
there.
the coffins down in Georgia.
Yep. All them hollow tip bullets.
Right. DHS. They
Mhm.
ordered 400 billion.
And
That's the number that they just put out.
Right.
Like,
ain't
who
telling
are they
you.
going to kill? The
Whoops.
Department of Homeland Security.
what was that? It was an article in a group text. It was like it was some city that had power outages somewhere.
In Georgia,
Yeah,
I think it was like Swanee.
yeah.
Oh,
it was
that's
Swan,
that's a prestigious,
Mhm.
somewhat prestigious neighborhood. So
Yeah, so they doing all these test runs on you citizens out here, and the evils are multiplying amongst you jakes too, man. Because you get more into homosexuality,
Yep.
Right.
you get more into this drug use. These Generation Z nigglets is getting worse.
They said
Demonic music.
They said diabetes medicines is can cause flesh eating disease.
Yeah, it's
It's
getting
getting worse. It's getting worse out here,
You
man.
can't make this shit up,
You
man.
can't make it out.
You see more world star hip hop videos of people
Yep.
just losing it.
Mm-hmm. Demons.
Yeah, demons.
Yeah.
The women, they gonna be in for a surprise, man. The Lord said when He tear down that decree and that day of women being compassionate about a man, wanna talk like she a man to a man, wanna be all proud and stuff like that, man. The Lord is gonna shut it down on that day too, man.
Yeah. All these lesbians who put off that persona like they actually a man.
Yeah, they can steal your girl. They look at your girl in front of you while they like sizing her up.
Even if you ain't got a girl, they look at you like they trying to size you up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a bitch can't get kicked in her fucking face, man.
Right.
Yeah. Continue with this is in continuing in 2nd Esdras 16:21. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
That goes with hand in hand with that scripture in Amos 5:18, where matter of fact, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, because that goes hand in hand, man. All right, this is Amos chapter 5, verse 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." Verse 19, "As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him." So basically, if you survive the famine, you're gonna get hit with another well, a way of destruction by the Lord, man. There's no escaping if you are wicked, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the time to get your mind right with the Lord, man. We're not gonna be on YouTube making these videos any longer. We're not gonna be on the highways and byways when all hell break loose. The Lord said He's gonna put up a standard for us, and the Lord said we're gonna be eating in that day when people are gonna be dying of famine. The scriptures talk about in Lamentations, women sodomy their children, basically boiling their children.
Yeah, because as you to build up the point, as you notice, we don't bicker with nobody on the highways and byways anymore like years ago.
Right.
We don't debate with nobody. The only thing we do is just edify.
Mm-hmm.
And if the person don't get it, they walk down the street. But at the same time, it's more so edifying throughout all the GMS Atlanta camps. I mean GMS camps. So like
Okay.
from the apostles and the others on down, it's a lot of edifying videos because why Jake need to get this truth right now, and there ain't no room for debating and fighting on camera. It's all about edifying. So because time is running out. Time is literally running out, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. "Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the evils nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." Because when martial law and stuff come like that, you ain't gonna have no pleasure in that day. Right now you got pleasure. You can go to the store, you can hit up your rib. You do what you want to do right now because times is not that wicked, so to speak.
Because the Most High is, to a certain extent, refraining from implementing full judgment.
Right, he still got the hedge around you, and then the angels are still holding back with 4 wings.
That's the Most High being long suffering, man, and gracious, man, and merciful.
Yeah, he's still stretching out his hand. Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease, because they are few, like I said, stores are closing because of the terror wars with China. And those that look out of the windows be darkened, like, you know, got a window of opportunity, so to speak. That's what people say. It's like, nah, it's no window of opportunity. People are cashing out on their 401k.
Yep.
The 1%, like Alex Jones said many years ago, they already left this society.
Yeah, you got more people up in older age, like 60s and 70s, going back to work.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, niggas can retire.
Yeah. And they looked out the window for opportunities to retire, to sit back and collect their pension, but that's cut off.
And you know, if I can say really quick as well, and the thing about it, for people who are those baby boomers who are looking for retirement now, the writing was on the wall for decades that your retirement won't be like you was expecting it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the pension plans and these 401ks, all that bullshit, like the social programs, like it should have been evident that your ass won't be able to fucking retire.
And then too, how time is repeating itself. Retirement didn't really start till after World War II. After the war, post-war. So we going into time of World War III. So what? They cutting down the retirement because why? They need all the money and stuff to go into the military money.
Yep.
And it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. You gotta go to the damn temp service jobs. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Music is trash nowadays.
Garbage.
And Jake ain't got that spirit in him to make good music anymore because times is wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, make good anything. They always trying to remake a movie too.
Yeah, Jake used to be, and we used to be innovative people. But now the creation is brought to a halt because we in the last days, like the scripture said.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I got.
I got something right quick.
Oh, I got one more verse in 2nd Ezra too, just to finish it out. It's 2nd Ezra 16 and 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down.
So yeah, like these cities, these well-to-do cities, like here in Georgia, you got like Johns Creek, like we just mentioned, Swanee, Roswell, Alpharetta. It's gonna look like over here, you know, it's gonna look like the hood and shit in a minute.
Trenches.
All right, there ain't gonna be no trash taken out, ain't gonna be no street sweepers.
Yep.
All right, it's even gonna affect you so-called white people, you well-to-do white people.
Oh yeah.
All right, it's gonna be lovely, man. All right, because that's gonna be more closer to our salvation and us being on top. So we rejoice when we see all these things happen. High prices, yeah, it affects our pockets at times.
Yeah.
You know, but fuck it, man.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. We at the end of this godforsaken society, you know, in America, and the same stuff that you see happening in Venezuela, because inflation happened in Venezuela. They got to a point where that dollar didn't matter no more. Now you got women selling their hair for food. You got women prostituting themselves.
Yep.
All right, you got people eating raw meat down there in Venezuela.
Your teachers and stuff like that. That was down there.
Yeah, yeah, those teachers, they suffering hits. Those people in the medical field in Venezuela,
Yep.
they can't. They seeing their patients just die off. They dying off.
Yep.
They don't have medical supplies like they used to. All right, it doesn't matter who they put in office down there. It's not gonna work. Same thing here in America.
Yep.
I got something right quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you're gonna see more social, economic wars, the rich versus the poor, the race wars, so-called black versus white, gender wars, because these women are proud as hell. All right, you're gonna see more and more of these, what am I saying? What am I trying to say? Contentions out here in these streets, man.
Mm-hmm.
And best believe these terrorists got something to do with it, man. Because when people ain't eating good, so to speak, everything's not comfortable, man. These people are gonna start to lose it, man.
Yep.
It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and sedition means the act of doing or saying something against their government.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna get to a point. It's really gonna be F Donald Trump or whoever's in office.
Separation.
Yeah, it's gonna be all those sentiments is gonna be fully enacted out here in these streets, man. All right, what you see happening in France with these yellow vest protests, which I think is staged.
Yeah.
You know,
it's hard to tell.
It's already staged, but it's gonna get real here in America, man. It's gonna be real people throwing tear gas everywhere, marching through the streets. All right, and your news agency has to report this stuff, man. This is what's really gonna be hitting these streets in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hurricane season about to come up.
Oh yeah, hurricane.
man.
Oh man, what if a natural disaster come, man? It's over, man.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Lord wanted to send a category 6, man, here, man.
Hell yeah.
Category 7.
Yeah, 7, 6.
Shit, off the fucking scale, man.
Florida, Carolinas, or hopefully that fault line break up, and the West Coast or the Midwest sending a major earthquake here, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We in them times, man.
Come on.
It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. I'm just go to 18. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's talking about, martial law. And just like we said, a natural disaster can set off martial law. You know what I'm saying? Where they just actually have to put all that money into helping these people out, but then, it sends the economy under, man.
Fucking say, man, the money ain't money, man.
Yeah.
All right, the whole currency system of the United States dollar is not real money.
Mm-hmm.
It's fiat currency. So what's going to happen is when the rubber meets the road, all right, and the debt payments hit a point to where the U.S. economy can't even pretend to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna fucking crank that printing press to fucking infinity, man.
Mm-hmm.
And just like it happened in Germany with the Deutsche Mark, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna open that fucking printing press up like it ain't no tomorrow, because it ain't no tomorrow for Esau, man.
Right.
And that's what's gonna bring upon hyperinflation.
You gonna carry wheelbarrows full of damn money stacks
And there's nothing new.
just to get a slice of bread, man.
There's nothing new under the sun. Like the brother mentioned what happened in Germany. It happened in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening in Venezuela right now. If you go back and look up recessions around the world, it's been happening because of that fiat currency, that fake money.
Yep.
So history, it repeats itself, man, and it's coming here.
Ecclesiastes 1:9.
Yeah. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So, hey man, it's getting to a point where man, these cities getting torn down and people are going to lose their mind, man.
Yeah, and people are getting their house invaded too in
Yeah.
good areas in Atlanta.
Yeah.
A lot of in College Park. There's a number of articles saying home invasion. People in Decatur, family tied up,
Mm-hmm.
house robbed. It's happening every day.
Yeah.
This is not one day, the next month, another rob. Nah, it's every day of the week.
Kind of. I want to. You got more on that?
Go to 19.
Okay.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Just like the brothers mentioned, home invasions, man.
And that, if I can say too, that show you that we a whole different spirit than you people out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have pity for our neighbors.
Right.
You know, if a brother going through certain things, and we can offer a lending hand, whether it be monetarily, whether it be your time, whether it be counsel, whether it be scriptures. We there for ours, man.
Yeah, the House of David is coming back up. It's being built back up. That's how the House of David is ran. Just like you got where economy means house.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you
House
got the
management.
economy of America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they, the legislation, the Congress, and all them, they meet together and help each other out.
Yep.
The Lord is starting this House of David up, so we got the mustard seed to do away with a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
which a mountain is government.
Mm-hmm.
You say a mountain casts itself in the sea. We able to do that,
Yeah.
and we're doing it right now through the Spirit.
Through the spirit.
All right, it says, verse 19, second verse 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So the article that we was reading and all the precepts that were backed up with the article leading up to this point where all hell is going to break loose in America. Yes.
I'm just gonna go finish through this. It ain't too much. It's like a list, but it ain't really too much more. All right. This is something many have warned about from the beginning. There is plenty of evidence that shows the economy, both in the U.S. and globally, is in a precarious situation, and things are not nearly as robust as we are being led to believe. A list of the products affected, either because they come from China or the materials to make them do, was published by the Business Insider. So here's a list. You know, brothers want to comment on anything that stick out. It says apparel. Out of all U.S. imports, China supplies more than 85% of women's cotton sweaters.
More than 85%.
That's all of them.
America's finished.
77% of girls' cotton sweaters, 69% of men's cotton sweaters, and 45% of all baby garments and clothing accessories.
So if you, man, we talking about that at camp yesterday. How these women, they go to like these little cheap ass stores like Rainbow.
Yeah.
All right. These little
$10 blouse.
Yeah, $10 blouse, or even for you guys, they got the H&M store.
Mm-hmm.
You can go get a little cheap shirt. That's gonna increase, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Little white T-shirt and then we got there $15, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Continuing on, it says, footwear. China supplies 52% of all leather footwear imports.
It's gonna get to a point where Jake gonna be on that fake that bootleg site.
Fake J's.
People get them fake J's, man, because you can't afford the real ones, and it's the same. It's basically the same material, man. It just don't look right when it comes out.
Right.
But hey, it's gonna get to a point Jake gonna be like, fuck it, man.
And you know what's gonna lead to too, just like in the early 90s where Jake was fucking beating niggas up and killing for fucking shoes.
Oh yeah.
That spirit gonna come back because Jake is so wicked. They gonna just have to have it. I gotta have these shoes.
Right.
So they gonna see somebody else with them and run their shoes, man.
Yeah.
Beat them up. That's gonna create more attention.
Yeah.
Continuing on, it says toys. 85% of all toys sold in the U.S. 85% of all toys sold in the U.S. are imported from China, according to the Toy Association.
Hey, they shut down Toys R Us, man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, yeah. Toys R Us used to be the spot too.
Yeah. Consumer electronics, including mobile phones, laptops, tablets, and televisions, bedding, quilts, blankets, sheets, baby blankets, comforters and throws, car seats and booster seats, party supplies and favors, Easter egg, Halloween costumes and Easter baskets, Christmas ornaments and decor, pool floats and air mattresses, food storage, tumblers, portable beverages and water bottles, curtain panels, window shears and drapes, artificial flowers, wreaths, Christmas trees and garlands, patio umbrella and patio furniture, high efficiency dual flush toilets and other toilets, charcoal grills and smokers, stainless steel patio heaters, lighting, ceiling fans, power tools, including drills, grinders, saws, sanders, routers, and batteries, and bras.
Yeah, that's
And
everything.
that's not even naming everything, but that's like the detail, like everything, miscellaneous stuff that you really need.
Yeah.
Oh, the place where I used to work with this brother, car manufacturing place.
Mm-hmm.
All the goods is from Taiwan, which deal with China.
All that shit, man.
Like China is the new superpower now, alongside with Russia.
Yeah. China is the engine of the global economy now.
Right.
I'm gonna finish this out, and that'll be it. It says the best advice we've got on this one is to avoid buying anything that isn't necessary. Obviously, if you aren't spending the money, you aren't paying for the tariffs. But at some point, they're pretty much saying don't buy shit.
Right.
And if Americans don't buy shit, the economy is gonna continue to collapse.
Right. And you need stuff for your household too.
Yeah. But at some point, you will likely need to boost your See? At some point, you will likely need to boost your bug out bag.
Preppers. Oh man.
or replace a pair of boots, and it and it could take some diligent shopping around to make sure you're getting the best deal. This has become a war, and that's what happened too. See, another reason why the economy so-called got a boost is because Trump announced these tariffs. So what happens is these retailers, knowing that the tariffs are getting ready to come, they move up their time to buy their merchandise. So they'll stock up on the inventory now versus waiting for the tariffs to hit, so they won't be paying them tariffs. So a lot of the boosts so-called in the economy happened because of the announcement of these tariffs. But when the tariffs go into place, not only are they going to have to try to sell those goods at a lower price because the economy's slowing down, but when they do re-up their inventory, now they have to pay for the tariffs.
Right.
It's going to be a cycle that feeds itself. This has become a war on the Americans' wallet, regardless of what the government is saying. Every day, people will pay for these new tariffs, as they have already been paying the tax for over a year now.
You bottom feeders, you know, we know we slaves. So you jaked out there that don't know you slaves, you're gonna be hit the hardest, and you ain't gonna know what to do. You're gonna go out and rob. Oh, it's one article that I read last year says that Jake robbed a drug dealer and thought he was gonna be justified by killing the dude and taking his money because he had robbed the dude in order to pay his rent. Like, come on, that don't make no sense. You Jake's gonna be thinking like Jake are thinking like that to this day, and you gonna try to justify yourself doing wickedness because Esau is putting that hell on you. Well, Revelation 12 verse 12, woe to the inhabitants of the world, but Esau is coming down. Well, Satan is coming down with great wrath. It's that great wrath, man. Watch, the government shutdown is gonna be at your doorsteps again. A lot of you people that work for the government is going to be out of food, out of a home, out of money, out of everything.
Yeah, we're still on a national emergency, man. And that government shutdown is coming. What was it, June?
Right.
Yeah, the government shutdown coming right around the time of football season, man.
And that's going to be another distraction for Jake to put that bury their head in the sand.
Right. The bread and circus. Dang. Boy,
That was in the article.
I got, anybody's got any the scriptures?
Nice.
All right, I'll close out with this. This is Jeremiah 51 and 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her, if so she may be healed. Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So there's no healing for Babylon, man. This is the beginning of the end for what you know as America, man. The infrastructure is bad. All right. The retail industry is taking a hit. And now with these tariff wars, man, everybody's taking a hit with everything, man, because America doesn't produce anything, man.
Right.
So this place is basically finished, man. The best thing you can do is take heed to what the prophet is saying and come up under that hedge of protection from Yahweh Shem Shah, man, because 2/3 of our people, you're going to get caught up into that Babylon juice if you don't repent, man. And you're going to get swallowed up right along with Babylon, man.
Facts.
You know? So I guess we'll just go ahead and close out. You know, Lord willing, that lesson was edifying. We want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace, love, and salutation to all you Akim out there that's pushing this truth and truth sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.